Well, we're live. Well, I'm live at least at this moment. It's me, Nigel Barker. I'm at home in Woodstock in my upstairs sitting room, which is, where the grown-ups like to hang out. And Shaken and Stirred has officially relaunched today. Big drum roll. Very excited for that. And our first guest is Will Blackman. Now, you can download his podcast anywhere, actually, where you can get podcasts, which is Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all those different platforms, and everywhere else, actually. The link is in my bio under Nigel Barker, and also follow at Shaken and Stirred. Now, as a little sort of prelude, I've got Will Blackman tuning in right now to talk and discuss some wines that he sent me from the Wine MVP. He sent me a rather nice Chablis Grand Cru and a Malbec as well. So we're going to open them and we're going to hear directly from Super Bowl champion about wine. So let me just check to see if he is in fact here waiting for us in the waiting room. Where are you now, Will? Are you here? We're going to waiting on Will Blackman to join us. But in the meantime, it's been a lot of fun creating. Oh, there he is! Very elaborate. Wow. You learned that from Zoolander, is all I can say.
Huh?
Was that your Zoolander move? What was that? What was this?
You know what? I had to that was just me getting ready. That's my Instagram live spin, and this is my IG live shirt. My wife bought this for me, and I'm like, I need to get something.
Dude, I feel incredibly underdressed. Had I known we were doing Zoolander 3 with a call at the beginning, I would have dressed up special for it. Instead, I put a T-shirt on.
Listen, you are in your leisure. You are always on, okay? So this is your chance to just let me relax. I get it, totally.
So guys, Will is a guest on the current Shaken and Stirred, out right now, launched today, launched this morning, new and improved. And we had to launch with Will because he's such a brilliant guest, so funny, so knowledgeable. And mate, you have gone from Super Bowl champion to sommelier. And on top of that,
listen,
right now,
I still don't know how to say it. I've been in the wine business for forever, and I still don't know how to say it. So sommelier,
sommelier with an English accent.
Okay.
With the English accent, you get away with anything, by the way.
You get away with anything, yes, you do.
Which is the reason why there is a British person on every judging panel in America for every reality show. Even though we talk BS most of the time, if you say it with an English accent, quite frankly, it becomes law.
It's an exception.
No, law. God damn it, Will.
Listen, I know we have plenty of time, but before we end this, you need to teach me how to, what do you guys call it, smize or whatever it is? I need to learn how to do this stuff.
Something tells me that you're a natural born smizer, but before we get there, don't worry, I will.
Hold on, I gotta write that down. Natural born smizer.
Let's get to these wines that you sent me, because
let's do it.
And I've got them right here, right behind me. I've got rather nice 2017 Chablis Grand Cru Le Clos, and it is a.
That's Jean Calais, right?
You say it. Go on.
Jean Calais. Is that the one I sent you, right?
That's what you sent me. Go on.
It's not Jean. It's not Jean. It's Jean.
It's not Jean. Jean. I'm sure he loves.
So
yes. A background about this, first of all, before he tells you all about the wine. I won't tell you about the wine. He's going to tell you about the wine, but I will tell you what I told him. He sent me a text saying, "What wine do you like? I'd like to send you some wine from the Wine MVP, right? Which is his business he does, and you've got to check it out because it was amazing. The whole setup, everything he does is brilliant. But I said to him very specifically, not just what I liked, but what I don't like.
Yes, you did.
We all know what we kind of don't like, right? We know when something isn't quite right, or we're like, you know what, I've tried that, don't like it, please don't give it to me again. Harder to say what you like sometimes. So I told him that I'm not a fan of Chardonnay. right? Done it, been there. It's all they ever have on an aeroplane. It's like, God, why is it always the cheap stuff? You know, it's like Desperate Housewives. I don't want a Chardonnay. What does he send me? Chardonnay. Someone's not listening. All right, while I open it, you can start explaining.
Yes. So I said, you know what, Nigel? I said, this man, typical, right? I don't like Chardonnay. I don't like the big buttery California Napa Chardonnay. And I'm like, perfect. That's totally fine. Because you know what? All Chardonnays aren't created equal, right? California, warmer climate, right? So you might get more tropical flavors. You get the buttery notes actually come from a process called malolactic fermentation, which I explained to him as well. Now, it can also be in other wines too. Chablis is a cooler climate, so you're not going to get those tropical, heavy, thick type of notes that Nigel doesn't like. Okay, so Chablis, you're going to get more. He said he likes mineral. I said mineral. He said he doesn't like buttery, that you're not get a lot of that. You're going to get some notes from the ocean because of the soil. There's seashells in there. So I'm like, let me send this man Chardonnay, a different kind of Chardonnay.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there are seashells in here. Well, seashells. No butter.
No, but he said no. You might get a little on the note.
No, it's delicious. It's delicious, and it is dry.
Yeah.
Crisp. The little bit. I'm not the wine guy, for God's sake.
No, but you like what you like. Go ahead.
I think it's bloody good wine, or I don't. And actually, I do like it. It's very, very yummy. There is a little bit of butter, tiniest bit of butter.
A tiny bit, and that's, once again, it's a process. It's the malolactic fermentation process that they do in most Chardonnay. So you'll get a little of those notes, but it's not heavy like California. So
it's one of those things, right, where with wine, you know, like you can get a grape, but it obviously, depending on the soil, depending on the weather, depending on the, you know, where it is on the hillside, the breeze, the acidity in the soil, the rain, how much rain it gets, all these things affect that particular vintage, that particular year, that particular grape. And then, of course, whether you put it in a barrel or a steel barrel or wood or all these things too, right?
There's like so many factors. That's why it's forever growing. It's almost like being a doctor, right? You're never a professional. It's a practice. Every single year is different. The vintage, the climate's different every year. The terroir is different. Like, for example, I just told you, Chardonnay is created differently. If it's in a cooler climate, it's going to taste one way. If it's in a warmer climate, it's going to taste another way. It's just how it is, and it's interesting. That's what's appealing to me.
So this is also, a little bit on the expensive side for most people's pocketbook, right? And mine too, because I would do this on a party or a gift. But this is a 2017 Chablis, and I think it was about $80.
Yeah, $80. Yeah, I sent you the ground crew. I had to send you the good stuff.
You did send me the good stuff. He's spoiling me, people. Not my usual $80 bottle of white wine, by the way. Which, quite frankly, if you ask me, if you're going to have to drink a Chardonnay, it bloody well better be a bottle of $80 bottle of.
Or you can get in Chablis. They have Petit Chablis and they have Chablis that's not either Premier Cru or Grand Cru.
I don't do anything petite. Nothing petite. Just grand all the way. That's what I'm like. I like a plus-size, full-figured bottle of wine. Thank you very much, sir. Now, you also sent me, which, by the way, I did ask for. I said I liked Malbec. I said,
yes.
Tempranillo grape from Spain and things like that. But Malbec is, obviously New World wine. This is from Argentina.
Yes, that's the main grape in Argentina.
Fantastic. So tell us about this while I open this up.
So that wine, Malbec, is from the Zuccardi family. I actually met Jose Zuccardi. He came here and displayed some of his wines. His son Sebastian right now, he runs the family, the wine over there. So I decided to send you that one. That one got really great scores. You're going to get incredible notes. You're going to love this one.
Well, I know I'm going to love this one. Not to mention the fact, far more affordable, people. This was about $30 a bottle, which is a great price, quite frankly, for a lovely of Malbec. And that's more in my price range. I'll tell you now that I go for wine that is easy to open. Bloody hell! You've got to be By the way, you've got to win the Super Bowl to open this bottle of wine.
Listen, first you just bought a bunch of equipment in the gym. You tell me. There you go.
Hello.
All right. First of all, too, that was too loud for Somalia standards. There should be no pop.
Look, everything I do has a pop. Okay. I'm saying I don't get booked for the no pop. All right.
Listen. Okay.
I'm all the way.
Fair enough.
You, on the other hand, have had your pop, and now at this point,
I popped a lot of bones too. That's what I definitely did.
Okay, I'm sure I'm doing it all wrong, but it looks great. Actually,
Nah, you're good.
My problem is I'm trying not to pour too much into the glass. Is that I always pour too much. People are like, "Oh no, stop!" And I'm like, now I've learned that less is more in a glass sometimes. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah, less is more. I always pour. This is pretty much the amount I pour all the time too.
Right, so there you go. So I've actually still poured, I think, a little bit more than you did, but nonetheless, I'm learning. So cheers, by the way. I like that glass to glass.
Yeah, cheers to you, man.
And tell us.
When you sip, no, listen, after you cheers, don't even sip yet. Don't sip. You're going to violate the whole thing.
Oh, God,
listen,
what?
I'm yelling at you, yes. When you cheers, you must look and sip.
Look and sip. For God's sake. It's like it's not confusing enough already. I looked at you, but you couldn't see me.
No, you hear it and you look.
You see what happens? You send these guys all the way to Europe. They learn a couple of things about etiquette, and all of a sudden it's superstition all the way. It's okay.
Exactly. You look and sip. Just meaning like, hey, I mean the cheers and salute. I mean it.
I've got my eye on you, Will.
Perfect.
I've got my eye on you, and by the way, delicious as well. So tell us about. Break it down.
You break it down.
For God's sakes. Okay, I like it. It's very yummy. It's kind of jammy. You definitely get the pucker in the mouth, you know.
And the pucker is what? Like the tan? So really quick, if the dry feel in your mouth is the tannin part, right? Now, if your mouth is watering, that's the acidity.
Yeah, so I'm now getting watery inside.
Yes.
Please give me another mouthful. But I definitely also smell the sort of, I say jam because it doesn't just smell fruity, but it smells like the fruit is almost like ripe.
Cooked, right? Like baked a little bit. Yeah,
yes.
That's right, because Argentina is a warmer climate, so those are going to ripen more. Totally.
You see people?
See that? That's why, this is why, just use your natural instincts, man.
That's all it is. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen,
it's what it is.
Listen, I'm going to kick off Tom, and we're going to have our own podcast called Wine and Smize, and we're good to go, man, right? That's how...
Watch out, people. So, guys, on the new episode with Will, he not just breaks down wine, but he breaks down why he got into wine. He talks about the Super Bowl and why he changed from working, basically the NFL, moving into wine. So it's the story behind this legend, and he is a legend.
Wow, a legend already.
He's very, very sweet. He's knowledgeable, and guess what? He's funny as well. He made us all up our game. So you've got to check it out. The latest episode of Shaken and Stirred with Will Blackman. I don't want to give away too much or tell too many stories. He's the man. Check it out. Link is in the bio, and it's brilliant. Every new episode.
My brother, that's him, Leon Corey III. He said I needed to go by Guillermo, the wine guy. Sounds more official.
There you go. Very more official. Now, before we go, I promised you I'd teach you how to smize.
Okay.
So this is what you're going to do. You're going to stare into the camera, right? You're going to stare into the camera, and now you're going to imagine something. Now, can I ask you? Well, actually, let's think. What's your favorite wine?
I don't have one.
Because you can't say, can you? Because all of a sudden you get sent a whole case by one person and cancelled orders from everybody else. All right. Do you like chocolate?
I like chocolate. I like milk chocolate.
Okay, right. So imagine right now a piece of milk chocolate is placed in your mouth, and it's your favorite milk chocolate. Now you're going to stare into the lens, and you're going to imagine it melting over your tongue. Delicious, creamy milk chocolate. It tastes good, doesn't it, Will? You're smizing, baby.
Wait, okay.
That
Hold on.
people is rock and roll. We'll see you on Shaken
Hold
and
on.
Stirred. You got it. Love you, buddy.
How's that?
Perfect.